Hi, Phil Aston here from Now Spinning Magazine with another album review. This is Trifecta and the New Normal. This is jazz rock or jazz fusion. Well, interestingly enough, I've interviewed Adam Holzman, who's one of the members of this band, keyboard player extraordinaire. You must watch that interview. I'm going to spin off and digress a little bit here. Adam Holzman is one of the best keyboard players of his generation, and many of you will know him from Stephen Wilson's band, and of course going back to Miles Davis as well. And his dad formed Electro Records. Anyway, it's a great podcast and interview to watch. Anyway, back to Trifecta. And I mention that because I kept saying this is wonderful jazz fusion, and Adam said, the thing is, when you say the word jazz fusion, that means it's fusing with anything, but this is jazz fusing with rock. This is a great album. It's a double vinyl album. It's on CD as well. The CD sounds fantastic. In fact, Adam wanted to strike the point that on CD it sounds absolutely wonderful as well. The band is Craig Blundell on drums, Nick Beggs on bass. I'm going to mention Kajagoogoo, but you'll know him from all the prog stuff that he does as well. This is a step forward from their first album, and this is a band that came together in sound checks. You know, literally all playing with Stephen Wilson. As they got together before sound checks, they basically got the idea of the band together at that point, and it's wonderful. These are the kind of songs that you imagine if they get a chance to play live, that's when they'll stretch out. But, you know, the album itself, there are literally 5 tracks on each side. There's 19 tracks in total. There is a nice sprinkling of eccentricity, of the kind of more UK-based humour that a bit kind of Frank Zapparish, which is obviously from the other side of the Atlantic. But there's a kind of Jethro Tullish Genesis type feel to some of the songs that have vocals on, or some of the interludes which have vocals on. Nick Beggs, for which is he that does this, kind of has conversations with himself, especially on sibling rivalry is a good one, ouch my OCD, what are you doing, etc. And there are also 3 songs that have vocals on. They're not essentially pop songs or rock songs in itself. There is one called Stupid Pop Song, which kind of like leads in from spoken intro from What Are You Doing? But most of this music, if not all, is wonderful jazz rock. Nick's bass playing in places reminded me of Marcus Miller, probably because of the way that some of the instrumentation is kind of moving along, that kind of like the bass grooves, it gives Nick a chance to really go into his kind of slap bass and stuff. But there is so much going on here. The first track, called Beck and Call, is heavily influenced by Jeff Beck, especially those kind of later kind of fusion albums, jazz rock albums he did. And especially if you're into the Jeff Beck, Jan Hammer type period, it's a wonderful, wonderful track. But there's so many things on here that I absolutely loved. One of my favorites is Chinese Fire Drill. Wacky Tobacco is a great song. And of course, because a lot of them don't have vocals on, it gives the creators of this music a chance to just do whatever they like with the song title. So Just Feel It, Karen, Dot Are You Wooing, Bark Stabber, clever, Kleptocrat, and Once Around the Sun With You, that's a vocal track, and Canary in a Five and Dime, On the Spectrum, Crime Spree, Daddy Longlegs, and Ornamental Lettuce needs a mention as well. This is wonderful jazz rock. I'd say it leans into being jazz as well. What did I put on? Which track is it? Ornamental Lettuce. Ornamental Lettuce, which is on the album. I think it's the first track on side 2 on the vinyl one. There's some wonderful Hammond playing on this, which of course leads to some really kind of busy drumming as well that really kind of moves in. So it's really kind of jazz rock, especially for those of you like me who grew up with things like Mahavishnu Orchestra and kind of Return to Forever. It's not as intense as that. There's more space. There's more kind of melody, I guess. but it really is fantastic. A great album. So if you're looking for some new jazz rock to get into, and this is a band you've not heard of, I can highly recommend this. You will know the musicians. You'll know Nick from all the things he's done with Stephen Wilson and Steve Hackett, etc. And of course, Adam, you'll know very well. And please watch that podcast as well. I'm hoping to catch up with other members of the band as well. But that is out now, The New Normal by Trifecta. It's the new album. There's also, the previous album is still available. You can get that from Burning Shed on CD and vinyl. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Remember, music is the healer and the doctor. Please take care. Keep spinning those discs. And I shall see you very, very soon.